Business, a person's occupation, profession, or trade. Connection, a relationship in which a person or idea is linked or associated with something else. Welcome to Business Connection. Each week, our program will offer inspiration to navigate the business world. Information you can use to succeed in any field. And we will help you focus on your goals. Join us now for Business Connection with your host, B.C. Clark.
Well, hello everybody, this is B.C. Clark. I'm with the Business Connection, and today I'm interviewing Alcia Steed with The Busy Vegan. As you know, the show interviews business owners and resources across the state. Welcome to the show.
Nice to be here.
Yes, it's nice to see you here too as well. So talk a little bit about Alcia, and then we're going to get into the business aspect of what you're doing.
Well, Alcia, she's really outgoing. I was an athlete pretty much all my life, and then I became a mother of three.
Okay.
They're 9, 5, and 2. And then
it's a nice mix.
Yes.
Those are good numbers.
Yes. And from there, just kind of been avidly in the gym and working as a physical therapist assistant, and decided to jump out on faith and start a business.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when did you actually start your business, Alcia?
So I came up with the idea around COVID, and then I got it legalized April of 2021, and then launched in September of last year.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, you know, I keep thinking, someone said something to me the other day, and they said something about 21. I was like, oh yeah, we're still in 21. They was like, no, this is 22.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's true. So you've been gone a year.
Yep.
It's been going on for a year, and I think I probably met you right along, somewhere along
yes,
the way there.
in the very
beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's been great. And I've tried out several of the products, and then the last thing I tried was the breakfast. So talk to me a little bit about getting started, you know, as an entrepreneur. Did you feel like you had, tell me about if you thought you had the right resources around you, the right information or what have you. Just talk about that process of jumping out there.
So when I jumped out there, it seemed like pretty easy at first because I was just cooking. I was in my element.
Yeah.
But then when I sat back and realized, like, okay, you still have a lot to learn, and just kind of feeling like at first alone, like I didn't know where to go. But then knowing you and being with No More Empty Pots, I kind of like resources just started coming to me, and it made it easier, but still kind of like challenging for me because I'm like alone as this business owner,
right? And
not really knowing different, I guess, elements of what it takes to be a business owner. Because all I know is the cooking side.
The cooking side of it.
Yeah. So the other pieces is just like confusing.
You're learning those though, because it's only been a year. So you know, so don't say, oh, I'm so far behind. No, you're not.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is that you know about the resources now.
Yes.
And now you can tap into that educational piece about marketing.
Yes.
And tap into the pieces that you didn't have, because usually when a person starts a business, usually the technical side of them is what they're working out of. You know, how well they know what they do. They know that. It's the other hats that they usually get confused on or don't have. And so, but I think you start with the technical aspect of it first. You know, get that all worked out the way you want to, and it'll continue to grow.
Right.
But the other thing is just like learning about your financials, learning about marketing. You know, you need a financial system like QuickBooks and all that stuff. And a lot of that stuff doesn't just come, you know, because you're not really thinking. Right now you're saying, okay, I have a product, I want to sell it. So what you're doing now, you went to No More Empty Pots, and you needed to refine whatever it was that you were doing, making sure that you was doing things the right way and make sure you had all the good things. So great job starting in the right place. And that's what I talk about a lot when I say you have to get the right information from the right resources so you can make informed decisions. And so that's great. Now you're working on, making sure your business plan works with the business, making sure you understand a little more about your financials, and am I pricing these products right?
That's been the challenging piece.
It is a challenging piece. And you're not the only one. I think everybody was trying to figure out, like, what do I charge for this? But you have to go back to the numbers. You know, how much did I pay for this one item?
Yes.
What all went into that item, you know? So if you don't know that, it's hard to say what you're going to put on it.
Yeah, I've been understanding that a little bit more.
A little bit better, yeah.
It's just like when I get to the end result, okay, I'm like, okay, here's the end result. What do I add to this for my labor? Like, so.
And that's important.
Yeah.
Because if you love doing something, a lot of times you forget about your labor that you put into that.
Yes.
So you have to look at how many hours it took you to make. What do you charge an hour? Right?
Yeah.
And how many things you get done in that hour. So if you can get like 19, say like you're doing a breakfast bowl. So if you can get 20 breakfast bowls in an hour done, then okay, that was only an hour. However, though, it may have been 3 hours. Right? So what do you charge per hour for your services? Right? And then whatever the ingredients are. So that has to go in, and that becomes part of the cost of goods sold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have to put those in. And so the first thing is look at just identifying what you consider hourly for you. You know, is that $125? Is that $150? What is that?
Right.
Because if you're working for someone, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you were doing the baking and putting all this stuff together, what would you be charging them?
Right.
So sometimes we take ourselves out of the equation and just say, well, I paid this much for this.
Yeah.
What about my time, though, to put it together?
Exactly.
So it's just things like that, you know, sometimes we don't think about when we're an entrepreneur, but you have time that you can learn it. And thank goodness that there's a lot of resources that are around that you
Yes.
can take advantage of.
I'm thankful for that. Like, I find myself like not knowing this, you know, certain things, but I fail at asking the questions. Trying to figure it out on my own is how I've always been.
Yeah.
So it's like put myself out there and asking for the help.
The help,
you know?
yeah, because it's out there. Yeah, it is. And there's people that, you know, can see what you do, your strength in what you do, how you are making it through all the curves and rates. I would say in the roadmap, and I'm doing a roadmap right now, but in the roadmap in that first year, that year is filled with so much stuff.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and in talking to a lot of the business owners that I've kind of collected some data from for this roadmap, is that is that's the time you're like nervous every day.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
You're wondering if did I do this right? Did I do that right? Okay, well, you know, and so, but I think that it's about taking a breath.
Yeah.
You know, just stopping for a moment, taking a breath, and looking at what you've already accomplished, and then laying out what you want to accomplish. So that first year is really, it's really about discovery.
Yeah, it really is.
You know?
It has been.
Yeah, you know, so you discover, wow, I can use this. That's kind of take the place of eggs or whatever in the vegan. So that's really different to be in the vegan world.
Yes,
Right?
I love the vegan world. That really was my initial start of the business. Like, I'm on the go always, and transitioning to vegan is hard to find places that accommodate me.
Absolutely.
Even like a Chick-fil-A, I was getting salads all the time, but then I got to look at the dressing because the dressing might not accommodate me.
Oh, yes.
I was like, okay, well, if you want this, then why don't you do it yourself? So.
Yeah, so you doing it yourself.
Yeah.
So I was really surprised too, because you said something the other day that was, I didn't know. And it was when we were talking about, you know, vegan, and you said you got to make sure it's healthy. I was like, what? Isn't vegan healthy already? And you said no.
Yeah.
There is unhealthy vegan.
There is. There
So-
is. Highly processed things can be
So do they
unhealthy.
highly processed vegan stuff?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
So when you go to the store and you buy like the sausage in the rolled up package,
Yes.
that's processed.
That's processed. So a lot of the times I have like recipes that are super natural, where it's not all that processed because I'm making it, I'm coming
Right.
up with it. So I have a sausage recipe that I haven't yet tried,
I think
but
you
it's
should.
made out of nuts and spices to come up with that.
Come up with that
sausage
flavoring.
flavor, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But you really have to, when I go to the store, I really look at the ingredient list. If it's something that I'm unfamiliar with, then I typically don't buy it. I typically stay away from soy.
I don't like soy.
Yeah, I typically stay away from soy, but I go for the ingredient list that has the less ingredients, not the ingredient list that is super long.
Yeah.
Because that means it's just a lot
It's a lot of stuff
in there.
So do you use, like, is almond milk?
Yep, I use almond milk.
And
that's
oat milk?
vegan. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
praise God, that's right.
Yep. But I also make my own, so I want that to be a part of the business, is to sell nut
oat
milks that I make.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brazilian nut milk is my favorite.
Really? I have to buy some.
I'll
They
have
don't
to
sell
make
it in the
They
store.
don't sell that
Yeah,
in the
no,
store.
they don't.
Yeah. They don't sell that in the store.
I'm getting my
that.
nut milk together here.
Yeah.
But I love almond milk and
Yep.
I love oat milk.
Yep.
So I got to try because I love Brazil nuts.
Okay,
So
you?
then
Nice.
I would really love the Brazilian milk.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you
yes.
should bottle up some of that for me,
Yes, I can.
and I'll purchase that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about when you're, do you do surveys to find out what people want you to do?
I did do a survey, and it seems to me that people are just unsure whether if they go vegan, would that change things for them. So I feel like I just want to be that change in our community. Just the notion of vegan isn't good,
Oh, that's what they say, don't you?
Right. I know, because that's what I thought before I became a vegan. Like,
I did too until I met you.
It's no good.
Yeah, because I kept thinking, vegan, they just eat greens.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love greens now.
Yeah.
When it comes to greens, okay, I'm there. But I just, I couldn't see them making the bacon and the sausage be really that,
You could check.
And it's all about flavors.
It's all about flavor.
Because it's really not, really.
And it's about your mind.
And it's about your mind, yes. It is a mindset because,
Yeah.
I grew up in the South, so, I'm used to all the bad food.
Yeah, yeah.
But, it's what it is. You grew with
we're
with that.
Midwest. We used to all the meat.
Yeah.
So,
That's true, right?
Like, it's. I think it'll be a good change once I get to the point that I want to get to. In our community.
Well, I think that the other thing for me, because yes, in the South, we would cook with lard and things like that, and obviously over years we've changed all that. Like when I cook greens, like mustard greens and collards and things like that, I used to use fat, to cook those because the flavor was just good. But I know how to use. I can't believe it's butter.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's butter. I can use that on it,
Yeah.
and season it with season.
Yeah.
Because it's the seasoning that you miss. And so once you put in your seasonings, you have the flavor that you're looking
Right.
for, and you don't really have to have the meat.
So then
I do
about
turkey
it,
though. I will put turkey in there.
Then you could think about it as vegan and use like vegan butter if you want that flavor in there. Yeah, and then they have this jar that I use with my greens. It's called vegetable bouillon. So they have like chicken and
they do.
beef bouillon, but
so they have
vegetable
bouillon too.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep, and I
Yeah.
put that in my greens and
And it's-
peppers and season
Yeah,
it
because
really
I love all
well.
that in there. So, and that's what I realized, over time was that, vegan is not like, oh, it's the worst food in the world. What it is that you just have to have the flavorings in there to give you that satisfaction that you're looking for.
Exactly.
Because I love all types of vegetables. I don't care what they are. I
Yeah.
love all the vegetables.
Yeah.
I do love all seafood. And if you left me to my vices, I would have vegetables and seafood all the time.
Yes.
That's just, because I'm not a red meat person.
Yeah.
I don't really care a lot for
Me
steak
either.
and all that. And I probably never eat a hamburger, but
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
do love Mexican food,
Uh-huh.
and so I do love, I just do.
But so what my like change came in phases. Like I took out pork and beef a long time ago, but then I was eating turkey meat and seafood, and then I took out turkey meat, and then I was only pescatarian, which is seafood only.
Yeah.
And then I went vegetarian first, and I kept dairy, which I didn't really care for cheese. It wasn't like a huge issue
huge
for
thing
me.
for you,
So then after that, I went vegan.
You went straight vegan.
Yeah, so it
It
became
is a
phases.
process,
Yeah, it is
right?
a process.
So if someone is thinking of doing that, for health reasons, if nothing else, I think a lot of people eat vegetarian anyway.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them don't eat a whole lot of meat.
Yeah.
A lot of them are pescatarians.
Yeah.
Because the seafood is really good for you, and it doesn't
Yeah.
really have. I mean, sometimes like shrimp have cholesterol, but you
Yeah.
just have to, you know, not eat it all the time.
Yeah.
Crabs probably have cholesterol, but I don't think they have as much as shrimp.
Yeah.
Shrimp, I think, has the most. Of course, don't take my crab. Anyway, I love my seafood.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that I think you're right. It's in stages, and it is your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's really what your mind is saying. It's just like a mindset change for everything else. You know, when we don't talk about money, we don't understand money, we do all the wrong things with money.
Yes.
It's the same thing with eating. When we don't talk about other than how we're supposed to eat, we still do the wrong things.
Yeah.
But I think if you open up that conversation and talk to people and you name some of the things that's vegan, I was like, oh, I eat that. But they
Yeah.
probably eat it with meat, you know?
Right. Exactly.
So it's just, but it is. And I think that, you know, we just need to think about it a little harder, think about our, you know, our health a little better. Mm-hmm. And then we can really see us, you know, really may not be going all the way vegan, because that takes a process. I think it just takes a whole lot of things that you have to do. But think about going vegetarian first, because then you can start experiencing some of those things, and not having milk and cheese. If you're a cheese lover, I love cheese.
Yeah.
But I don't have to have it every day, and it's not
Yeah.
something that I eat all the time. But in everything, like anything I eat that's Mexican has cheese in it.
Right.
I don't know how to get away from it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to start.
Yeah, it's
making
slowly
some stuff.
cutting it out.
Yeah. So, but I think that the other thing too is that just understanding vegan, and that's what I wanted you to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, the health benefits of you know, being a vegan, and then also the process that you can take if a person wanted to do that, if they wanted to go vegan. You know, give us some, you know, some tips on how we can start doing that.
So I'm gonna give you just a little background history of my aunt. She is kind of the one that geared me to veganism. She started off vegetarian, and then when she decided to go vegan, when she was vegan, she was taking medication for diabetes, was taking medication for high blood pressure, and then when she became vegan, no more.
Wow.
She doesn't take any more high blood pressure medication.
That's
no
a
more.
testimony.
Right.
That should be on your website.
Okay. I'll have to get that testimony.
Get that
from her.
testimony and put it on that website.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she's the one that like helped me to think about that true vegan, that healthy vegan, to think about looking at the labels, to think about what exactly you're putting in to your ingredients that's essential for our body, not just putting it together and saying it's vegan, you know? So when I make like my smoothies, I want to try to always add, and I was trying to think if, you know, I add additional prices to this, but even adding chia seeds and flaxseed meal and maca root, dates, like just things, those little things that are essential for our body.
I love I'm trying to think where I got I just had a smoothie the other day, and it had the chia seeds in it. It was really good. I love flax seeds as well.
Yes.
In the diet, and even eating them.
Yes.
You know, but all of that is really good, and I think a lot of times people don't even know what they are.
Exactly.
If you put it in a smoothie, they wouldn't know.
Exactly. And then people think that like, I'm starting to use the restroom a little bit more. It's probably clearing you out. Yeah,
it does flush you. Yes, yes.
So
those things
getting
are,
all that
and that's
toxins
good.
out of you.
Yes,
all those
getting
bad
those
toxins.
out. Yeah, because if you eat a lot of meat, then your colon needs to be flushed.
Yes.
So having a flaxseed smoothie or a chia seed smoothie will help kind of flush things out for you. And
hemp seed I like to use as well.
Yeah.
I like to even just throw some hemp seeds on a salad.
Now, I don't think I've ever had hemp seeds.
Hemp seed are little white seeds.
Like pumpkin seeds?
They're very tiny.
Oh, tiny. They're very tiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know pumpkin seeds is white. I love them too as well.
Yeah.
And you could crush those up into anything.
Yes.
I didn't know how good pumpkin was for you until I started reading about it. So I think I'm on a road.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I have to really eat a lot of Mexican food so I can.
Try some vegan Mexican food.
I don't know where it is.
Get it out my system. What's your favorite Mexican dish?
All
of it.
So many. I mean, so I really like, I have different places. at Vita's, which is on Locust, I love this Carter Lake burrito. Okay, I can't. It's shrimp in it.
What's in it?
Shrimp and chicken and vegetables and everything else. I love it. And then if I go to Avi's Tacos, which is spelled Javi, Avi's Tacos, I love their quesadilla. They have a, and you can get a shrimp quesadilla there. So I like that in a way, but I love their tacos as well. If I go to La Pasadito,
You got all of them. Are you a little Mexican?
Yes. If I go to La Pasadita, they have a special burrito that I really like, and I can't help myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do. So
Yeah.
I love the culture, and I love the food. But I can't eat the food every day. Although lately, I don't know what's been happening. It's been happening.
Just been craving it.
Yeah. So, but I want to. There's a way to make those same things healthier, and I can still, once a month go somewhere else, and just because I want to have that taste.
Right.
But I would love to experience that.
I'll have to try to experience something.
Yes, yes, because I think that's, obviously the pescatarian part would be fine for me because I do love the seafood in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to experience it. And I'm sure that's how other people feel too. You have dishes you've written. I love soul food, obviously. So I cook it.
Yeah.
Oxtails.
Yes. Yes.
I cook oxtails. Now, I'm not a huge steak person. I'm not a huge hamburger person, but I do like oxtails.
Yeah.
And you can cook oxtails and get all the grease out of them. And you can bake them so that they're just so tasty by themselves.
Yeah,
I've
never really had an oxtail.
I know a lot of people haven't, and so and that's fine because where I buy them from, no one gets them but me. So.
Right.
And I put them in the freezer so whenever I want them, but I don't have them all the time either. But anyway, so I love vegetables. I love greens. I love everything.
Yeah.
There's corn I'm learning not to love because it doesn't digest.
Yeah.
So
that's why I tried to stay away from using corn.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't do corn. What was the other one you said that doesn't digest?
I don't know.
Okay, so corn doesn't.
Yeah.
Corn doesn't. I know.
Doesn't digest.
And so so however it goes in is how it comes out. So it was like, okay, no.
What's the point of eating this?
So,
Right.
but so give us some tips of how, if we're trying to live a healthier lifestyle, and how just a few simple things that we can do to start experiencing things. And it has to be to take meat out of your diet for at least a week, so your body can go through the changes you need to go through.
So number one, I would start with when you're at the grocery store, read ingredients. The less ingredients, the better.
Okay.
And then stay in the fruit and vegetable aisles.
Okay.
Like experience with different fruits and vegetables. Don't be
I
afraid
love
to try.
all the fruits and vegetables, but
Yes.
some of them I can't name. I don't know what they are.
Yes.
And so I want them to have like labels. They're saying this is a fruit and you can do this with it. This is a vegetable that, if it's something you don't know, because you look at all this stuff. I love it all. I mean, of course, when it comes to like broccoli and all types of broccoli, broccolini, I love all of that. But it's certain fruits that I look at, I'm like, what do you do with it?
Yeah.
And so there's nothing there. So my goal was I take a picture of stuff, and of course I go and Google it to see what it is.
Yeah.
And then I have to find out how to use it. But I do love all those type of things. So some suggestion then is to go to the store. So we can't go to the store when we're rushing.
No. Make a list. Definitely make a list.
Okay.
And don't go when you're hungry, because then you'll want all that bad
Other
stuff that
stuff.
you're used to.
Yes.
Try to
be
stay
full
from.
when you go shopping and take a list.
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then another thing I would try to stay away from is unnatural sugars. Try to find something that's more natural. Like instead of buying white sugar, buy coconut sugar.
I don't buy white sugar.
Yeah.
But I think that Splendor's in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Is that good?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
What do you suggest as a good sugar?
Coconut sugar.
Coconut sugar. Okay, and so why is that better?
It's just better because it's from a plant.
Oh, plant-based.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
I'm learning every day. I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is it only at Whole Foods?
No, they sell it at Baker's. I buy it from Baker's.
Really?
Baker's has a lot that you would
I know
never
they do.
think
They,
of.
they have a lot of spices too. Like a lot of places don't have filet. Filet is used for gumbo, and I usually, but Baker's has filet.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to use when I make my gumbo.
You just gotta know what to buy and start looking for it, and
Looking
then
for
you'll
it.
find it.
So
Yeah.
tip number one, eat and be full. And when you take your list to the grocery store, okay, so you won't want the things that you're hungry for.
Yeah.
Number two is to read the labels.
Read the ingredients.
All right. So and if it's a lot of ingredients, leave it. Go to simple, just 3 or 4 ingredients. That means it's closer to
Natural.
natural. All right. And it's all about plant-based, right?
Yeah.
So instead of white refined sugar, which we know is horrible for us, go to coconut sugar.
Yeah.
And start using that, because you're not going to taste the difference. If it's sweet, it's sweet.
It's sweet as sweet.
So, but sometimes in our mind, we have to understand that.
Yes.
That, okay, white sugar, we know that's, you don't take it a little bit, but it kills your body.
You can still use a little brown sugar, but try to buy like an organic brown sugar.
Yeah, and there's an organic brown sugar.
There is.
Okay, I'm just learning so much today. I'm just having too much fun.
And then they think it's so expensive to be on a healthy diet. Really, if you just buy fruits and vegetables, you ain't spending much.
That's right. But you know why? Because I've been doing that. And I love every vegetable on the whole thing. Although I found out this week that all of them weren't vegetables, some of them are fruit. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's amazing. And I found that out that it's a fruit if it has seeds on the inside.
Every fruit should have seeds.
So I didn't know a tomato was a vegetable. I mean, a fruit.
It is.
A tomato is a fruit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I learned something new. Okay, this is going to be. Thank you so much for being on the
Yes.
show. I think this has been really helpful for a lot of people who
Yes.
are thinking about vegan. But I have to tell you this. All right. I guess wisdom is knowing what is a fruit and what's a vegetable, right? Now let me get this right. Knowledge is understanding that you don't put tomatoes in a fruit salad. Isn't that good?
That's good.
This is the Business Connection. We always have a lot of fun here, but we always have a lot of information that we learn. And this is this is my friend here, Alcia Steed. She owns Busy Vegan. If you want to know more about it, check her out. What's your website?
I am on Instagram and Facebook right now.
Instagram and Facebook.
Busy Vegan LLC.
Busy Vegan LLC. All right. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Thanks
See
for
ya.
joining us today. I just